It's late night in the city, and we can hear people off in the background, off in the distance, screaming for help. Someone save me, save me. We then shift over and we see a baby crying, bawling his eyes out, screaming for his mom. And the mom across the street in fear from seeing her baby being clutched by something inhuman, some type of creature, saying, "Oh no, someone please save my baby. Somebody please help me." The people that's watching this situation play out, the crowd that's onlooking this creature holding on to this baby, are talking amongst themselves. All of the policemen were murdered? What the hell is that? It's dangerous here. We're all right now fucked. The alien looks at the baby and tilts his head and slightly raises his hand. And in the next moment, he goes in to cut the baby down. The baby's still crying and the mother is in fear watching the situation about to unfold, saying, "No, please." Blood is being spilt. The crowd is in shock, holding their breaths. We see some sneakers sliding across the ground, coming to a pause. We then see the alien's hand that was attacking this child. Smooth cut the hell off. The man, the hero, stands up and the arm of the monster is falling down right beside him. And as he looks back at the monster, he says nothing. The arm of the creature falling to the ground. And the creature just looking on at this man, shocked, not doing anything, stunned. We can see though, the frustration is beginning to boil up. He's starting to turn red with anger right now as he looks at this man. And the hero, nonchalantly waving the blood off his hand, says nothing. The creature in rage throws the baby out of his sight and begins to attack the hero who just cut off his hand, screaming. And the mother, quick reflexes, reaches out for her baby. The baby lands safely within her arms. And next we can see the creature in mid-attack mode, screaming at the hero as he comes in, his claws raised. The hero does nothing, just stands there and readies himself for the attack. Boom! We see the creature let down a devastating punch, which crumbles the ground beneath the hero's feet. But the hero is so fast that he dodges the attack mere inches above the alien's head, as the alien still has his arm within the ground. The hero readies himself. Right in the mouth. A Spartan kick that was destructively delivered to the alien's face sends it flying into the building, creating a huge crater within the wall. At first, there's no movements. There's nothing. And then the alien creature blasts out from the hole that was just created in the wall back toward the hero. The hero, seeing the creature coming in toward him, mouth wide open, rows of teeth, very sharp teeth coming in at him. Boom! Another kick delivered to this creature, thunderous under the chin, so much so that it leaves a size 14-foot imprint under the chin of this alien. The hero casually looks up at the creature and he balls his fist, getting ready to deliver another attack. And as he's throwing that next punch is aimed directly at the forehead of this creature. Punch after punch is endless. It seems like it's non-stop, and he delivers blow after blow, which is crushing this creature. I'm just saying, like, Jesus. And in the next panel we see that all of these punches delivered is just too overwhelming. The creature is beginning to spit up blood as the hero finally stops his onslaught, and the creature is defeated, falling backwards, blood everywhere. He lands on the ground, holes throughout his body, and the hero onlooking him, saying nothing. We can see the devastation. Eyes roll to the back of his head, tongue out, bloodied everywhere, and the hero just looking on, victorious. The crowd shocked. Everyone eyes wide, not saying anything, to the point of "are you dead ass" type situation. And as the hero continues to stand there, we hear people beginning to clap and honestly show their appreciation. People in the crowd saying, "Awesome, awesome, amazing, absolutely fucking cool. Die, you fucking monster. Hero, who are you?" The hero in the white cap says nothing. He turns his head, and next we see that the mother that was desperately out there trying to save her child, she reaches out to the hero and she says, excuse me. The hero in the white cap turns back to see the mother vying for his attention. She says, "Thank you. Really, thank you so much. I don't even know how to repay you." The hero in the white cap says nothing, and he looks at the woman. He casually dips off the scene from wall to wall until he jumps out of sight. We can see people looking at him dashing out of the scene. So I'm saying it's real. They really did exist. Superhumans. Next, we shift over to a high school in Icheon, Seo Young High. Next, natural disasters, says a teacher. The meaning, as you all know, it refers to disastrous and catastrophic natural phenomena. If you dissect the etymology, it means an ill-starred event of nature, referring to floods, earthquake, typhoons, etc. The teacher says as he puts the chalk back toward the chalkboard. But we also call events that we humans can't stop as a natural disaster, says the teacher as he looks on at his students. Do I need to give an example? Times like now, when the world is overrun with natural disasters. Anyways, for synonyms, I feel sick. I want to throw up whenever I see big words, says a student somewhere in the back of the room. Hey, look here, check this out, says another student that's sitting right next to him with his phone out. Don't touch me, I feel nauseous, bruh. You don't hear Brett talking up there? No, you dumbass. I want you to take a look at this, the man says as he beckons him to look at the phone. He says the incident at Oryudong a few days ago. Someone uploaded it this morning. Hey, isn't that the white cap Superhuman? It's super close up and high res. You know how all the other videos are all far away and shit quality? Nah, you're right. They basically risked their lives to film this. I mean, tell me, what would they have done if they would have got caught up in the fight? Something would have came towards them. They would have been hit by a stray rock flying 20 miles per hour from nowhere. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, is whoever filmed this gotta be one amazing bastard. Straight up. Let's just be honest. Oh my God, bruh, did you see him kick the shit out of that alien? Bruh, it looks unreal, says the student in amazement, seeing the fight that happened. Damn, I'd be screwed if I came across even one of those creatures. Where are all these fucking monsters popping out of anyway? Hey, share me the link right quick, says the student, but he fails to notice that the teacher is questioning why he's hearing talking in the back of the classroom. And he says to the boy, hey, you guys in the back, what are you all whispering to each other over there? The school bell begins to ring loudly, blaring alert, alert, which gains the teacher's attention instantly. Disaster alert, it warns throughout the school. All of the students looking upward, looking and listening to this alarm blaring off. And the female student thinking to herself, alert. Another student looking up at this alert going off, and we see another student just casually sleeping in the background. Disaster and attack alert. The alert continues to go off. Students begin to chatter amongst themselves. Some beginning to shuffle and ruffle around. School's canceled. It's an alert. Sweet. Let's get the fuck up out of here. One of the kids in the background says, well, time to go to the pool hall. This is an alert from the Inhumans alert system. A potential Inhuman has been spotted near Icheon Port. All classes are canceled. All students and faculty, please quickly get the hell up out of here and go home. The teacher, banging his paper on the desk, says, quiet down, quiet down. It's already disorderly because the semester just started. Don't shove each other in the hallways and don't go elsewhere. Carefully go home immediately, says the teacher. And the students all says yes. Damn. My house is close to Icheon Port. I don't know, I gotta go somewhere. I'm gonna slide to your house, says some of the students before they leave the classroom. And the girl just sitting thinking to herself, again, it's only been a week. It's the third time this year, and it's increasing in frequency. Something's not right. Continuing to think to herself, a few years ago, an Inhuman killed approximately 70 people and wiped out the city of Gangneung. It'd be bad if another one like it appeared again. And then she notices the student who was sleeping right next to her. She says nothing. She just questions, how can he sleep through this situation? What in the? Is he actually sleeping? Who is he again? Anyway, and as she tries to wake up her fellow student, she says, hey. And at the same time, his phone begins to go off, buzzing. And we see a name pop up on the phone screen and he thinks to himself, Joe Ree? Oh, it's the homie. Hello, Mr. Word. Where? He says as he's beginning to lift himself off the desk. And we learn that this is our MC, Lim Kang, Seo Young, first year, class 3. And Joe tells Kang, Icheon Port, I'll give you the exact coordinates before you leave. Don't forget your earpiece. Alright, bet. Alright, says Kang. Joe, pestering Kang, tells him to hurry the hell up. And as Kang raises up, kind of collects himself and sees the student sitting right next to him, the female. He looks at her and he says, what? Questioningly. And she says, no, it seemed like you were asleep. There's an alert that just went off, so you need to go home. He looks at her, she looks at him. They both say nothing. I'll go. She just thinks to herself, what's up with him? He's so carefree, he's definitely not gonna live that long. As she walks out of the classroom, Kang says nothing, sees her leaving. He casually gets up from his seat, grabbing his bag, thinking to himself, I have the earpiece. It's all here, I'm good. And we learn that this Liam Kang is the hero Whitecap who saved the baby from a few scenes ago, if you didn't know. But let's be honest, come on. I should go change in the bathroom. He looks around, super inconspicuously, making sure that no one's seeing him. All right, be as inconspicuous as possible, he thinks to himself as he walks on to the bathroom. The scene then shifts to Ichion Port. We see a big boat, little harbor type situation going on in the background. This fucking monster, someone says to themselves as they grab onto the clutch and get ready to shift, pressing the gas and getting ready to ram the truck into this alien monster. And the man is saying, die, you bastard, die, as he runs the truck into the alien, hitting him square in the side. But to no avail, and to everyone's surprise, the truck tilts as if it had just ran into a brick wall. The alien hasn't moved from its spot, still standing still. The truck destroyed, and the man behind the wheel just looking at the monster, sweating bullets, thinking to himself, what in the absolute fuck is going on? As the alien creature looks at him, he raises up his hand, getting ready to deliver a devastating attack, and boom! The alien crushes the cab that the man was driving in. Smoke everywhere. We see another man off in the distance around the corner, saying, no way he crushed a truck like that. Someone right behind him saying, fuck, fuck, fuck. Hey, stop crying and shut the hell up. Damn it, bro. We're all done for. You don't see that right there? What the hell is that? Stop making noises. If you really don't want to die, is you good? Jagu, listen to me. We can survive this. Didn't you hear? The military is coming. We good. They pull up with their guns. We might be able to live. So please shut the fuck up. We just have to hide and wait. The man says to the man as he continues to cry. And the man over there thinking to himself, it's all over. Damn it. Fuck. All right, man. All right. But in the next moment, we see the alien glaring over the containers from the top rope as he's looking at both of the men. One of them fails to notice him, but the man who was crying for his life is staring the creature dead in his eyes, shocked, mouth open. The man who's failing to noticing the creature right above him continues to say, but if it comes to it, I'm fighting, okay? All right, Jagu? Joe is asking Kang, where are you? Are you good? And Kang telling Joe, bathroom, I just got changed. Give me a second, I'm almost out the door. Joe continues to tell Kang, hey, situation's pretty bad. You need to hurry. I'm going to give you the live directions. And Kang saying to Joe, all right, bro, I got you. I'm leaving right now. And the earpiece, are you wearing it? You got it on, right? Yeah, I have it on. I'm using it right now, says Kang. What about your backpack and your uniform? What's going on? All of that put up? You good? Yup, check. I got you. I put that up. No one's going to find it. It's all well hidden. I'm worried since you're usually sloppy. So that's my bad for 21 questions. But anyway, it's about an 11-minute distance from the school to there. So you good. You just got a full sprint in that direction. And Kang leaping out the window says, all right, bet, I got you. Joe says once again, I don't know how long it'll take you, but bruh, you got to get there. It's looking pretty bad. Kang says, well, I need to run as fast as possible, so I'm going. I got you. He then dashes from the window, jumping into the air and making full haste to the situation. Back to the scene with the alien creature, looking down at the men. The man who didn't notice the creature at first has finally noticed that he's sitting right above him, looking down on him. And both of them just know it's over with. One of them says, fuck. All right, let's fight. A punch then comes out of nowhere, caving the man's face in. Teeth are flying from the man's mouth. The man destructively flies into the container, falls over dead. The other man, too spooked to run, still looking at the creature as the creature now has his attention fixated on him. He raises his hand and the man still shaking, still not moving. The creature then crushes the man with one hand against the container. The man dead. The creature then looks up and he sees another man making a break for it down the wayside. And as the creature is looking at him, he then hops off the container toward the man and he stops right behind him. The man paused right in his tracks, stiff as a board. And as the creature grabs onto the man's head, all the man can whimper out is, spare me, please, spare me. The creature throws the man halfway across the field, the man flying backward right into the containers. Plop. right on the ground. And as he's shaking to get up, he's coughing up blood. Hearing the creature walk up toward him, he remains silent. He then looks up to see the creature looking at him, the creature looking down on him. And he's dead ass in his own mind, in his own subconscious, thinking to himself, this isn't inhuman. I'm gonna die. Fuck. Stop! As someone throws a wrench from the cut, smacking the creature in the back of his head. The creature, wide-eyed, says nothing, turns to see who it is. And the man, raising up his hand, says, Boss, what are you doing? The boss man, looking at the creature, says, I told you to stop, you fucking pig monster bastard. We cut back to Kang as he's rushing to the scene, flying through the neighborhood, rushing as fast as he can. And Joe saying, you're already halfway there. You're as fast as a plane. Yes, sir, let's go. If you just go straight from here, you'll arrive. And Kang, moving with all due haste, is moving through the streets. And Joe continues, and there is a news flash. The Inhuman Subjugation Special Task Force are on their way. Freaking useless peons. You should be careful too, though. The strength of the Inhuman is still unknown. And as Joe is telling Kang this, Kang says, Joe, I can see the port. I'm almost there. And back at the port, we see that the boss man is screaming out, Mr. An, wake up. Now's your chance to run away. Get the hell up out of here. And the man, still shuffling on the ground, looking at this situation, says, Boss, I thought everyone already ran away. I ain't gonna lie, good looking. The boss man, thinking to himself, that fucking monster, he's looking at me. So take this chance to run away, you idiot. As the monster is now glaring at the boss man, he then gets a bit angry, and his eyes widen, frustration, death staring at the man who just threw the wrench at the back of his head. And the boss man, thinking to himself still, I could have ran away all by myself, but I just couldn't leave that damn fool by himself to this creature. Honey, don't go. I miss you. I think this is gonna be the end of me. As the boss man sees this creature, and the creature saying nothing and looking at this man beneath him, he turns and he begins to walk the other way. And the boss man, sweating a bit, not knowing what's going on, seeing the creature walk the other way, thinks to himself, wait, is he leaving? The man, still scared shitless, sitting on the ground for no reason, says nothing. And the boss man is just continuing to think to himself, please, just leave like this, just leave. The creature then stops and grabs one of the containers by the corner, and he grips it so much so that his fingers is beginning to dig into the iron. And as he's looking like he's about to sling this joint, the creature winds up, and the boss man eyes getting wide, sweat profusely seeing this. Says, what is he doing? What is he? And in the next moment, the creature throws the whole container. Using full force, we see a whole 48 to 53 foot long container flying through the air. The boss man looking at this, shocked, stunned, not moving at all, just thinking to himself, oh, fuck. The container thrown by the creature falls toward the boss man. And as the container gets close, out of nowhere, we see Whitecap rushing in to save the boss man. The container, mere feet, probably more so inches away from the boss man. And Whitecap, arriving on the scene on time, leaps up and kicks the container. So much so, he kicks it and directs the container out of the way, past the boss man. Boss man, shocked, mouth wide open, surprised, don't know what to say. His life was just saved by someone kicking this container as if it was nothing, as if it was a soccer ball. And as Whitecap passes the boss, still shocked, we can see him sliding across the ground as he kicked the container out of the way. And as Whitecap looks up toward the alien creature, both the construction workers is shocked. The Inhuman says nothing, just looks at Whitecap. And Whitecap says it's dangerous to throw stuff like that. As Whitecap is standing off looking at this monster just arriving on the scene, Joe says, I'm pretty nervous. Are you not nervous right now? Hey, Kang, are you listening? Kang says nothing, just looks at the creature. And the Inhuman is looking at Kang, not saying anything, not doing anything. Kang asks Joe, yo, should I try talking to him? And Joe says, yeah. It's pretty slim, but we should take the chance. Joe, thinking to himself, before you start a fight, always try to talk to him. There are animals that kill indiscriminately and deserve to be beaten to death. But if you by chance run into one that can talk, we might be able to find out about their objective or where they even come from. What do we have to lose? It's better than just killing them outright anyway. And Kang, talking to the Inhuman, says, hey, are you able to speak? I've met other guys like you a few times. If you can understand what I'm saying. And after saying this, the creature begins to make like it's speaking, but his words is nothing more than it growling and groaning. Kang and Joe is looking at this situation. They say nothing. The creature, looking at them, still growling, yells out, roaring loudly, showing its teeth. And then it grips his feet into the ground and rushes at Whitecap, quickly getting ready to attack. And Whitecap, noticing it coming in, jumps backwards to dodge the attack, the creature's attack, landing in the ground. Whitecap looks at the Inhuman, and the Inhuman glaring at Whitecap, throwing back his hand, getting ready for another attack. It smashed Whitecap into the container right next to him. Whitecap smashed into the wall, but was able to block the attack. And as Whitecap looks back at the Inhuman, he jumps off the container, doing a couple of flips, and he lands across the wayside, thinking out loud to himself, would you look at that? He's way faster than he seems. And Joe, over the earpiece, is saying, hey, are you alright? You good? He smacked the shit out Joe ass. Kang just says, yeah, nah, I'm G. But talking to it didn't work. Joe continues, yo, you had me worried. He smacked the hell out of you, so be careful, please. We then see a helicopter high in the sky, and it's basically the news. And they're looking down at the situation, and we can see that the reporter is reporting the situation to the people. She's saying, that's right, currently I'm flying above Ichuan Port in order to report on this situation at a safe distance from the Inhuman. I am reporting live from 600 meters in the air. It is an unbelievable sight. The Whitecap Superhuman has appeared. Also, the Inhuman Subjugation Special Task Force has also arrived on scene. So we should be good. That the task force officer is speaking out to his men. Keep your weapons raised and on standby. You're not allowed to open fire. The men, guns raised, say nothing. One of the men says, Captain, the entrance of the port is too narrow for the tanks and the railgun to enter. And the captain says, it's fine. Everyone, keep on standby and just chill. The man continues. However, in order to execute our capture plan A, he is then interrupted by the captain. Hey, do you still not get it? You're not fully grasping the situation, the true power of an Inhuman. They're not something that we can take care of with our weapons. These guns, the Special Intelligence Agency QS analyzed the fights of Whitecap so far, and his power is expected to easily exceed our military standard firepower. The captain, sweating a bit, continues. It's the same with the Inhumans that is on par with him. So in other words, if the Superhuman loses, there is nothing we can do in this situation. Then why are we even? That's because, says the captain, even guys like us have a plan B. As we see another man sitting off in the truck, guns at the ready. Whitecap sees the helicopter flying high in the sky, and the reporter, continuing to report on the situation, says to the people watching out on the billboards, this is a tense situation. You might not be able to see clearly, but the Whitecap Superhuman is fighting against the Inhuman with all he's got. He might be veiled in mystery, but it is clear that he is fighting for humanity. But currently, it looks like he is losing against the Inhuman. As Whitecap is running through the port, we see that the Inhuman is right on his heels, reaching out for him. And Whitecap, as he's running, he's thinking to himself, he's definitely fast. This is why you shouldn't judge a book by. In that moment, we see that the Inhuman has caught up and he's throwing a punch. His punch mere inches away from Whitecap's face. And in that split second, Whitecap jumps to avoid the attack coming. And as he's standing on top of the container, he's looking down at the alien creature. He then dashes straight down as a dart toward the Inhuman. And as he's coming in for an attack of his own, the creature bulges his mouth and spits out his tongue coming in quickly, mere inches away from Whitecap's face. Managing to dodge the attack coming on, it knocks off his balance. The creature grabs onto Whitecap's leg, and as he grips it tightly, he gets ready and he winds up and he slings Whitecap into the ground, making him bounce 2 or 3 times until he slams into the container, leaving a whole crater. Joe, looking at this, is screaming out, Kang, are you good? And we see a hole within the container where Kang was just thrown. And the Inhuman, looking on at the devastation, says nothing. One of the soldiers, looking at the captain, says, Captain, the Whitecap, and the captain's sweating bullets right now. He's thinking to himself, there's no way he'd lose like this. Our mission is to help him without getting in his way. B. Boom! The door to the back of the truck instantly gets blown open, and the man who is sitting in the back leaps to the top of the truck, and as he leaps into position, he lets down his rifle, looking down the sights. Boom! We hear a shot ring off, and the Inhuman turns around to see the bullet coming right in the face. Headshot, beautiful shot. It knocks down the Inhuman, and the man who had just shot him down says nothing. The captain says, headshot. The creature, then with his hands, begins to get up from the ground. We see both the captain and Plan B shocked. The creature is beginning to turn red again, more than likely an indication of its berserk. The creature turns and looks at both of the men, angered by being shot in the head. Boom! Another shot hit dead in the head. Boom! 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 Shots continuing to sound off as the creature is walking. The creature, whole body red, body filled with craters and bullets skidding across his flesh, says nothing, just looks at the men. Plan B with the gun begins to reload, and as he takes aim yet again, he is surprised. He says nothing and he lets down his gun. The Inhuman notices this, and the Inhuman turns around, looking at the crater where he had threw Whitecap. We see that Whitecap begins to slowly pull himself from the hole, and he says, whew, I'm glad I was just thrown into something. Let's be for real, or else I would have flown into the sea. Joe, on the other side of the computer, seeing Kang come from the hole, says, oh, bruh, whew, what a relief. Anyways, hey, Kang, I think this one is another dud. Let's be honest. Either they lack the ability to talk, or they don't intend to. And Kang says it looks that way. Oh well, I'll just have to crush him then. The Inhuman, looking at Kang, says nothing. And Whitecap thinks to himself, with all my might, I'm about to put these hands and feet on him. Then kind of gets himself ready and gets himself situated. He makes a move, then disappears from sight. The Inhuman don't even know where he went to. But in the next scene, we see a foot mere inches away from the top of the crown of the head of the Inhuman. Boom! The foot comes down and it crushes the Inhuman square on the top of his head. As Kang gets ready to make another move, he comes in quickly with his hand, and he sticks his hand in the mouth of the Inhuman, grabbing him by the upper layer of his teeth. And as he turns around, he winds up twisting the Inhuman, his foot sinking into the ground, throwing with all his force, slinging the Inhuman, gritting his teeth. Boom! Straight in the ground, a powerful shockwave can be felt throughout the whole port, wind flowing from all sides of the impact. So much so that the men, the soldiers, are all taken aback. Even the helicopter is knocked out of position. And as the smoke clears, we can see the devastation due to this impact. Kang has just stiffened this Inhuman into the concrete, and he says nothing. The crowd within the city is looking on at this fight and its conclusion. Everyone's shocked, mouths wide open. Even the soldiers, the reporter, Joe, everyone looking at Whitecap victorious. The reporter says to the crowd, just now, it wasn't clear, but a big earthquake. She stops, and she's looking. Whitecap, also a bit shocked, is looking at the Inhuman. The Inhuman seems to be trying to pick himself up off the ground, and as the Inhuman is raising up just a bit, struggling, it makes sounds and is gargling, growling, and whimpering. Both Joe and Kang looking at the Inhuman, and with one last whimper, one last gargle, the Inhuman falls to the ground, dead. Kang says nothing, and Joe looking on, relieved that it's finally over. It's over, right? I thought he was gonna get back up. Damn it, I ain't gonna lie, that was tough. Yeah, he should be dead. I felt his brain exploding, says Kang. But even if he gets back up, I can just beat him to death again. This one wasn't as strong as the dude from the Amnion Island alert. So we really good, Amnion Island, says Joe. Yeah, Kang had a pretty rough time with that one. I'm not gonna hold you. Now, that is a fight. Fights really are the best when you spectate live. As rumored, he's one ruthless bastard, says a mysterious man that's standing on top of a beam, on-looking Whitecap. He didn't even use all his strength, huh? Don Yang. I'll be right back. He then jumps from the side of his companion, landing right behind Whitecap. And Whitecap, a bit shocked that someone had just jumped behind him, turns and looks at the man, and he says nothing. At the same time, Joe is also shocked, and he's saying, "Who is this guy?" Whitecap remains silent as he sees the man, and he asks him, "Who are you?" The man, laughing a bit, says, Damn, your glare's pretty scary." Whitecap. Joe, a bit surprised still, says, "What's this guy's deal? Where did he even come from?" And Whitecap says nothing. He looks up at the companion that still was standing at the top of the beam, and he says, "Joe, hey yo, there is one more of them, up there." "What?" The companion, looking down at Whitecap, says nothing. And the reporter, at first speechless, begins to talk into the microphone. Something strange has happened. Currently in front of Whitecap, the superhuman that took down the inhuman, a mysterious man has appeared. As the man is on looking the helicopter, the reporter continues. They seem to be talking. The crowd is on looking the situation play out, shocked. But we are unable to tell what they're talking about. People are speculating that they might end up throwing hands. What's going on? Even the soldiers are asking for their captain. "Captain, what's going on? What's the situation? What's the word?" The captain saying to the other soldiers, "I have no clue either. An unidentified individual has appeared. It's an unexpected situation, but there's nothing we can do about it. Keep your guard up until Whitecap leaves." And all the soldiers say, "Yes, sir," in unison. Plan B, still looking on at the situation, says nothing. The man says, "What a shame. It ended so suddenly." But it was more than enjoyable. It was a flashy and explosive fight, kind of like Ketchup Man. Kang, a bit stunned at this revelation, thinks to himself, "Ketchup Man." And we learn that Ketchup Man is basically like the all might of this, universe type situation. He's a main character, real famous in the world, and he's in like a TV show and all the good stuff. Kang, a bit surprised at what he had just heard, begins to feel a bit flustered. He just says, nonsense. Listen to me. Which part of me is like Ketchup Man?" The mysterious man just looks on at Kang questioningly. And Joe, thinking to himself, damn it, he's been flattered. Kang is weak to compliments. He thinks to himself as he says, "Hey yo, Kang, this is not the time for you to be blushing. Pull yourself together. What is his identity? Where is he from? Have him talk about it. Are you good?" Kang, snapping himself out of it, says, "Oh yeah, all right, bet, my bad. The mysterious man says nothing. And Kang continues, "Where did your identity come from?" Joe just slapping his head saying, "What the hell is you saying? Is he still scatterbrained?" Kang might not be good at reading people, but you can't fool me. This guy is definitely dangerous. And the man laughing says, yo, you have no sense of crisis. I've kept a close eye on you. TV broadcasts, social networks, streams, etc. Whenever there's an inhuman alert, you appeared out of nowhere. No matter what, I came here today because I have something I need to do. Watching you fight was just a bonus. From the beginning, I didn't come here for you, just so you know. I'm not going to do anything to you." And Whitecap says, "Why? Should I believe that?" The man says nothing. Joe says, "Kang, listen closely. You remember that time, right? The guys in suits you met at the city of Samchiel? They approached you by acting friendly and then suddenly shot tasers at you. On that day too, the ISSTF were on the scene. It could be the same right now. He could be a government agent or part of the military. You don't know what he might do, so you need to get up out of there." Kang says nothing, speechless, still looking at the man. And the man says, all right, bet. Since I feel like I'm being despised a bit too much, I'll tell you something interesting. What does the material world refer to you as? And Kang, at first speechless, then he says superhuman. And the man casually tells him, "I am also a superhuman. And there are more, other than just you and I, guys that defy logic, guys that are stronger than what you can even imagine." Kang is speechless. He says nothing. Then Joe is thinking to himself, "Okay, all right, bet. I kind of already expected that. All right, bet. Since there were already 2 verified superhumans in America and Europe, but Korea had, albeit unofficially, only one, just Kang, at the same time. In the United States, we see a man looking at this TV broadcast of the scene playing out between Whitecap and the mysterious man who had just pulled up. And he's saying, who is that weirdo? He definitely doesn't look normal. Is he a follower of Whitecap? Pearl, the situation's gotten weird." And Pearl says, "That guy, I've seen him somewhere." The man mistakenly says, "Whitecap? He's famous." Pearl says, "Not him. The cocky looking guy with the braids. Ben, Are you unable to listen in on them? Unfortunately, we are unable to make out their conversation. Even I'm curious to know what they're talking about. On the other side of the world, in Scotland, at a Burger King, we see people within the restaurant sitting down watching this situation play out on the TV screen. And the lady is just sitting watching, not saying anything. We hear another lady calling out to her sis, "Hey, yo, sis, what are you doing? Let's go already. It's almost time for the show." And the woman says, "Show? I secretly bought us tickets for the Justin Bieber concert." "Oh, really? When did you do that? You adorable little nugget. Let's leave right now." In Moscow, Mr. Bashalov. I know I'm butchering the names. Don't hold me to the fire family. All right, bet. Let's get back to the story. "Do you know who that is?" "I've never seen him before," says another man. "It's simply my intuition, but I think he's a superhuman." "I don't care about that. It just looks like he's an asshole." Yes, he does look a bit unpleasant. And back at Ichion Port, we can hear Whitecap say to the man, "So what? I don't care whether or not you're superhuman, so don't follow me anymore. I got a dip." And the man says nothing. He just thinks to himself, "You know what? Bet. You're leaving when I still have more to say." Kang, as he's walking away, stomach grumbling a bit, just thinking to himself, "Yo, I'm hungry." That's fine, says the man. "I guess I'll try to meet you at your school. We can finish our little talk over there." This is what stops Whitecap dead in his tracks, and he turns and looks at the man. And then Joe, sweating a bit, realizing what he had just heard, says, "What the fuck did he just say?" The man, closing his eyes, says, What? Aren't you a student when you're not wearing your mask?" This shocks Whitecap, and he says, "What?" starting to sweat a bit. Joe, at the same time, is sweating profusely from hearing this revelation. And he's thinking to himself, how the hell does he? What are you so shocked for? You seemed a bit flustered. Don't worry. I promise to keep it a secret. Also, pass it on to the pink-haired dude that's talking through the little earpiece. Don't worry about it. My lips are sealed. Even my identity, says Joe as he's hearing this. Kang shocked even more so. The man continues. Pink hair isn't your average guy. From the mask you're wearing to the ultra small camera, you know, he's interesting, definitely a genius with potential. I had to seriously resist the urge to kidnap him. Whitecap, I'll have to play with your little friend. Pause. While you're at school. Joe, nervously thinking to himself, this bastard. How much does he know? Would you look at that? Did I go overboard with my joke just now? Your atmosphere is completely different. Noticing that Kang is now getting frustrated at hearing that his identity has been exposed, him and his partner. And he's thinking to himself, kicking his feet on the ground. I guess it can't be helped. You said that you guys are superhumans, right? All right, bet. And Joe, mouth open, still nervous about how the situation is going to play out, is thinking to himself, is he gonna fight? Hey Kang, hold on, wait, not now. The opponent, Joe, is like my one and only family. I'm gonna make sure you can never even get close to him again. And at hearing this, the man and his companion say nothing. He starts laughing a bit, and he says, now, look, I didn't think that you was gonna get this mad. I'm not your enemy. We can keep talking without the hostilities. We ain't gotta don't get too tight right now. And Kang, mood unchanging, says, I don't care. Joe's thinking to himself, Kang, hold on, be cool. The mysterious man says, all right, bet. Well, if that's your choice, I guess it can't be helped. We'll have to fight this out. Kang, swiftly and off his back foot, quickly rushes at the man rapidly. And then Joe, a bit nervous, yells out, Kang, hold on, bro, you good? You chill? The mysterious man stands there and sees Kang coming in for his attack, says nothing. And the captain says, what? They're suddenly fighting? What's going on? Not knowing the situation, Plan B is also looking on at the situation playing out shocked. Next, we see Kang, fist raised and in mid-stride about to attack the mysterious man looking at him. And the man raises up both of his hands and boom! The collision is so impactful, we see a shockwave from the attack landed by Whitecap. The man still has both of his hands raised, and he has received the attack head on. Whitecap, stunned for the first time that his attack was held off. Joe is of the same mind, thinking to himself, Kang's punch was stopped. Whitecap, a bit confused and grimacing at the man, quickly turns his body to deliver a backhand swing, but he misses his attack. And as he's looking up, he's thinking to himself, he's gone, what the? And the man, looking at Whitecap as he's standing on his fist, he just says, wow, so you're a tsundere. You came at me like you were gonna kill me, yet you still pulled your punches. And the man, jumping off from Kang's fist, lands back on the ground. And he says to Whitecap, if you want to keep fighting, there's no need to test the waters. You are a fool showing generosity in the fight. I told you, I'm a superhuman just like you. Come at me with all your might if you don't want to die, says the man, looking on at Kang and Joe. And as his energy is beginning to build up, the man continues, I'll tell you this now itself. Once we get started, once we throw hands, this whole place is gonna be blown to shit because we won't be able to stop until everything is destroyed. Kang, looking at the man, says nothing. And Joe, recomposing himself, says, Kang, hey, hold on. You need to calm down. What he's saying is not wrong. It's not about winning or losing. There's nothing to gain by fighting them. It bothers me too, I'm not gonna lie to you. They basically came out of nowhere while knowing who the hell we are, what we supposed to do. But listen to me. You should not fight right now. Not right now. Let's hold up. He is definitely a superhuman, which you've never faced before. We need to get out of the situation so that we have time to think. We have no choice right now but to believe in his words that he isn't our enemy. And the man, picking at his ear, says, seems like you got the gist of it. Since you don't seem like you want to fight anymore, we'll meet again. Let's talk again then. And Whitecap, before letting the man walk away, says, wait, give me your name. I won't let you go otherwise. My name is Lim Kang. And the man with a smile on his face says, my name is Nangi. Nangi's companion landing on the ground beside him as they begin to walk away. And he says to her, yeah, we're done talking, so let's go. Don Yang, the companion, says, you want me to take a look at them? Your arms? And he's silent for a second. He then thinks back to the attack, and he notices that the attack has left his whole arm a bit shaken. Around the wrist area is a bit bruised, more than likely sprained and or fractured. And he says to Don Yang, they're not that bad. Let's go, let's dip. Disappearing away from the scene, Kang says nothing. And Joe is just looking on at the situation, and he says they left. Kang continues to stand there and think for a bit. The people in the US, talking amongst themselves, says, damn, they disappeared. I thought we were gonna have a little spectacle, but it ended so anticlimactically. One of the men say nothing. The men over in Russia, Mr. Bashalov, says, what? It's over? And the man says, it appears that way. Appears that way, my ass. After all that waiting, the other man continues. It's still unknown as to why Whitecap took a swing, but had they fought, it's likely that the surrounding area would have been demolished instantly. There might have been casualties. This is just my guess, but the two probably backed off after taking that into consideration. And god damn it, those boring bastards, all they're just doing is fooling around. And back at the port, we hear the men that were saved from the Inhuman by Whitecap say, hey yo, excuse us, as we see them walking up, a bit bruised and battered. One of the men says, yo, listen, we waited because we wanted to express our gratitude, no matter what. Then the other man says, thank you, you saved our lives. Thanks to you. Whitecap, as usual, says nothing. The men continue, we were almost goners. How can we repay you? If it's all right with you, I know this place that sells really good osuri. And before the man could finish, Whitecap says, it's okay. And he then blasts off and jumps out of the area into the air and into the wind. And one of the soldiers, as he's looking at Whitecap bouncing from beam to beam, says, Captain. Whitecap is leaving. And the captain says, all right, basically we got the all clear. Send in the Inhuman Corpse Recovery Team right away. Don't get loose on me now and get a move on it. Yes, sir, says all of the soldiers in unison. Plan B is in the background looking at his artificial arm. Captain, the problem isn't the shape of the bullet or its weight, and changing the composition of the gunpowder won't change much either. B, thinks the captain. They may have manufactured this special extremely high caliber rifle with the best armor piercing rounds, but it's really not much better than a normal long range precision rifle. I can't do anything with a toy like this unless there is something more revolutionary, We will all die a meaningless death. And the captain, looking at B, says, got it. I'll pass the message on to the ISSTF researchers. B says nothing, just clenches his fist with the bullet and then drops the bullet off to the side. The captain hears his phone going off, and as it's ringing, he's reaching for it. He looks at the screen to see who it is, and then he promptly says, salutations, Commander. The situation, says the voice over the phone. The captain says, yes. The white-capped superhuman has just left the scene. As seen in the live broadcast, the inhuman was taken care of by white-cap. The man over the phone, who we learn is Bak Ojin, Inhuman Subjugation Special Task Force Commander, says, Captain, why are you making me call you first? I thought I told you to report to me as soon as it was over. Are you good? And the captain says, that's what I was just about to. Yo, my bad. The commander says, listen carefully. The captain says, yes, sir. As I told you before, the most important part is the safe transport of the inhuman corpse. The captain says, yes, sir. I've already dealt with the NFS and the other national agencies, so don't worry about it, and just safely put the corpse into the transport vehicle 101 as planned. Got it? The captain says, yes, sir, as he's delegating the men to put the corpse into the plane. The transport vehicle is already here. We're loading the corpse right now, says the captain. The commander continues. As soon as the corpse is loaded, it's no longer our jurisdiction. Captain, your mission will be over as soon as you have the ISSTF retreat. The captain says, yes, sir. Understood. And with the grimace on his face, the captain says nothing as the phone is hung up. The commander, after hanging up, makes another call. And as he's waiting for the line to pick up, a voice can be heard. Is this something urgent? The commander says, not exactly. I just wanted to give you a report of the situation. There was an inhuman crisis. The casualties amounted to 14 dead, 2 in critical condition, and listen here, says the voice over the phone. I don't care about all of that. What's wrong with you? The commander says, I just wanted to give you an overall report. Just give me a summary. The transport vehicle with the corpse is leaving the Falcon area soon, says the commander. The arrival time, says the man. Tomorrow night. Additionally, the bodyguard says it's time. You have to go, sir. And the man says, all right. I have to give a speech, so hang up. And I'm warning you, don't waste my time with useless crap. This is your final warning. Got it? And the commander says, I'm sorry, sir. The man fixing up his tie says, what's up with these guys? What's the point in telling me how many people died? I already want to gag from needing to speak in front of these dirty fucking ants. Oh yes, he's coming out, Marcus, and we can hear that the crowd is very excited to see this man walk out and give this speech. We hear the announcer saying, the hope of the new generation, and the man walking out to greet his audience. The announcer continues, the forerunner of a peaceful world and a revolutionary future. Everyone, let me introduce you to Marcus Gerald. And back at Ichion Port, we see that the corpse of the inhuman has finally been loaded into the aircraft. And soldiers are saying out loud that the inhuman corpse has been secured, transporter ready to take off. All units, back up. Some of the soldiers admiring the aircraft says, wow, yo, they left immediately after the corpse was loaded. Captain, transport vehicle 101, what is that? That's exactly what it is, a transport vehicle, says the captain. Is it part of the ISSTF? No, says the captain. We don't know anything about it. And Nangi, still at the port, sees the aircraft taking off, and he says to himself, as expected, it's headed to Falcon. So with that, family, this is another one in the books. You know, I gotta talk to my people at the end of every little situation. What do I say that hasn't already been said previously? I appreciate you all for showing up, showing out, hitting that like button, maybe the subscribe button on the side. You feel me? I appreciate you, gang. You know what I'm saying? Brother, sis over there, you feel me? I saw you from across the room. Let me stop. Look, I'm on some high. I'm just happy that I finished this little, you feel me? And I hope that you like it, yo. Hit me in the comments. Let me know how I did. Talk to your boy. If you feel so inclined, hit me with the like. If even more so, you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Let me know something, gang. I'll shout you. I'm going to start shouting people out. I think that's the next best thing to show love from my side of the field. Like at the beginning of every video, a quick little 5-second. You feel me? My family, my people, my loved ones. Yeah. I think I might do that. Let me know in the comments if you watch this video all the way out and you hear this and you feeling this, because I got regulars that talk to me in my comment section. You know what I'm saying? I want to shout out. If you got this far, let me know something. That's a W move right there, especially for the family to be recognized as real day ones for real. Anyway, thank you for being here. No cap. I'll catch my family in the next one. Peace.